everyone. I am Jennifer Lucy Tyler, and I decided to come in and do a vlog instead of a blog to just kind of share some of my experiences with my latest mission trip. As many of you know, I just recently, well, a few weeks ago now, I led a mission team to Ghana, and usually I have the time to write out all of these stories and blogs, but I have not had that time, and I decided to make this more personable and to actually do a vlog. So Shadow, he wants to be on my lap, and he's going to be doing this with me. I'm going to try to give myself about 5 to 7 minutes because there's so much to share. And I don't want to keep you guys because I know attention spans can be low and y'all have stuff to do. But I just really want to share what happened in Ghana, how this whole thing started. You guys have been following me, I'm sure, a lot of you for a while, so you know that my passion lies in missions. I'm also the founder of a mission-based organization called From My Block to Yours that pours into and takes care of missionaries. We send thoughtful care packages, we have prayer teams, we have Christian counselors that help take care of our missionaries, or we call them change makers, that are doing amazing work all over the globe. But I'm also a short-term missions leader through an organization called Adventures in Missions, and that is who this particular trip was through. And I had the opportunity to lead my first team with them, and I definitely had some fear because I did not have a co-leader on this team, but I had a lot of peace, you know. And the fear, let me just change that. It wasn't really a fearful thing. I think it was just a little nervous because it was new. I have traveled all over the globe and have served and have even had experiences that looked more like a co-leader situation, but this was the first time that I was going to lead on my own. And one of the things that I was really excited about was when I got there, first of all, it felt like home. This was the first place that I have served in that I didn't get homesick. Now, of course, I missed Shadow, and of course I missed my husband, but I didn't feel homesick. And I don't know if that is because some of my DNA is from that region, but I felt like I was at home. And I just have to talk about the amazing people at City of Refuge Ministries Ghana, and I'm going to post their information below this video. But this is a ministry that takes care of children who have been orphaned and abandoned or rescued from child slavery. And when we arrived, 15 boys were just rescued and brought there. The International Justice Mission had just rescued them and brought them to City of Refuge Ghana to make that place home or to reunite them with parents if they had parents. And there is a lake in that area called Lake Volta that has a lot of children that have been enslaved working on the lake. And a lot of the children at City of Refuge Ghana have come from those environments, and it's amazing to see how they are thriving in this family environment. It does not feel like an orphanage. It feels like family. They have a church on the property. They have a prayer house. You have a home for the boys, a home for the girls, a home for single moms, which I thought was absolutely amazing because they want to help with the prevention. A lot of people target single moms that have more than one children, that are in more than one child that's in poverty, and try to get them to sell off their children in order to have money for their other members of their family and just to survive. And I think it's amazing that they have this home for single women, and they teach the single women a trade, and they make amazing things like this and clothing and all kinds of different goods. And they have a shop called, they have a ministry called Seven Continents, and you can support them and purchase the items that they make. And I really just enjoyed the ministry there. Like I said, it felt like family. And for those that are interested in short-term missions, let me say this: don't go there with the mindset of thinking that you're going to go there and change some things, because you will learn so much from the people and the people that you are serving. And this experience was just so impactful. My team and I learned so much. I mean, I believe that they gave us much more than we could ever give them. For example, I remember the first day of me being there. Well, it was the next day. So the second day of me being there, before my team arrived, I woke up and my face had broke out like crazy. So I get travel acne, and I don't know if you guys can relate, but anytime I'm in a different environment, I'm traveling to a different country, different air, different water, my face goes crazy. And so I woke up that morning feeling kind of insecure, feeling kind of ugly, and I remember speaking to a young lady by the name of Charity, who worked in this shop where they sold these goods that I purchased. And I was just telling her, I was like, oh my gosh, my face, it looks crazy. I can't believe I woke up to all this acne. And she was just like, what are you saying? What are you talking about? Like, you are beautiful. We don't see what you see, and your beauty radiates from the inside out. And I just bust out in tears and just started crying, because, sometimes you need to hear that. And it was just awesome to hear that as a reminder. I think back home, we're in this society where everything just has to look so perfect and so polished. And, at that moment, I began to focus on what was important. And I didn't care that I had, breakouts and acne and all of that. And I just focused in on the beauty of what God was calling me to do in that moment, that He had trusted me to lead 9 people, 5 of whom had never been on a mission trip before. And I just said, you know what, let me stop worrying about myself for a second and just focus on this task that I have, that God blessed me with. And I will tell you, I have never felt more beautiful than when I was in Ghana serving and pouring into my team. And one of the things that stood out about my team was that it was super diverse. And if anyone who knows me knows that I crave diversity on the mission field. From being on the mission field, I have usually been one of the only persons of color on the field. And my team was so diverse, full of Asians, full of African Americans and Latinos. And it just really blessed me, because my heart is to inspire people of all races to fulfill the Great Commission, to share the gospel from the 4 corners of their block also to the 4 corners of the world. And my team was kind of like a prophetic picture of that, and it was just a blessing. The stories, gosh, there's so many stories I can tell you about these children, and just moments that happen, and moments of prayer, and just really seeing the body of Christ come together and just to serve His people and be His hands and feet. It was just a beautiful thing. This ministry, it did not feel like an orphanage. It definitely felt like a family, and it was a family atmosphere. I think that's why it was so hard for me during my re-entry back here, because I felt like I was leaving a family member. So I'm really excited to be able to go back in the next couple of months and lead another team there and expose people. This has been the country, I think, that has impacted me the most. I have served in Thailand and India and Guatemala, Ethiopia, but it's just something about this ministry that has felt like family, and I can't wait to get back there. My team was such a blessing. They gave me this beautiful card and this beautiful jewelry piece. It's a necklace and some earrings. But this is a symbol that you will frequently see in Ghana, and it's called NYAME, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it means the divinity of God or only God. And the reason why, I mean, this was just such the icing on top of the cake, but the cherry on top of the cake. It was just amazing that they even thought to do something like this for me and surprise me with this. But every time I look at it, I'm just reminded that it's only God that I'm able to serve and do the things that He's called me to do. Knowing my past, knowing everything that He's delivered me from. And I just don't take it for granted. So I'm really, really grateful. And also some of the children wrote me letters that had me bawling on the plane home. And so these are things that I'm framing that I will always remember. One of the lines in this letter said, what is it? It says, I want you to know that I learned a lot from you and your team, and I'm so proud to get to know a wonderful lady like you. I love you, and I'm really going to miss you. This was one part. She said, I love you and pray that as you are owning your own business, that God will give you wisdom to do your work and help when you are making a decision. I was like, what? Such wisdom, like just coming from this teenager here at City of Refuge, Ghana, who only talked to me a few times because I was only there for 2 weeks. But it's just wisdom that I cherished, and I just cried my eyes out when I received it. It was just a blessing to know that, you know, not only did we impact, but they more so just impacted every member of our team. And my team was amazing. I just have to, I know I keep talking about them, but I'm so grateful for them. And if they see this, I want them to know that. And I'm excited to see how they go on and go forward and continue to serve God in their communities and throughout the world as the Holy Spirit leads them. But that's pretty much it. I mean, it was a lot of experiences happened, some that are near and dear to my heart. There was a moment where the pastors and founders of this organization pulled me aside and prayed and spoke some things into my life that are personal that I will share when they do come to pass. And it was just such a blessing just to see God move. This place was built on prayer. And one of the main things that I got from this trip was the power of prayer. Of course, I know about the power of prayer as a Christian, but I think being in those environments just reiterates the power of prayer. Like there were times where there was almost no more food left to feed the children, and the pastor told a story of just, you know, praying and asking God to provide, and a couple of hours later a truck comes with like 5 big huge bags of rice that provided for the rest of the week for all of the children. I mean, just seeing God move and knowing and just being reminded that He is our provider, that we have no worries. If He takes care of the birds and He takes care of the animals, like how much more would He take care of His children, those whom He loves? And so just seeing that in action and just seeing the power of prayer and seeing their posture of worship, and even the children who pray for me and I'm praying for them, but they were also praying for me, which is just something I will never forget. So if you're interested in learning more about opportunities and things, opportunities to serve and to do international missions. I'll be sharing more about that. But please make sure you subscribe to my website so that when I post about the next trip, you will know. Or if it's not going with me, just check out adventurous.org. That's the organization that I'm currently serving with. And they are amazing, especially if you have never been on a mission trip. I would love, love, love for you guys to have that experience. So that is it. God bless you all. Say bye, Shadow. Thank you so much for tuning into my vlog, and I can't wait to share the next adventure with you.